Hi, I'm Michael Clayton, and this is Hartfield. And in a series of videos, we will be talking about seeds that will help produce fruit in your life. Now, it's not the seed that you think of, S-E-E-D seed. No, it's the S-E-A-D seed. I like to create acronyms so viewers can remember the topics of discussion. That being the law of sacrifice, the law of expectations, the law of accumulation, and the law of difference. And we'll start off our video talking about the law of sacrifice.
The law of sacrifice. Sacrifice is defined as the act of giving up something highly valued for the sake of something else considered to have greater value or claim. The law of sacrifice states that success in pursuit of life's goals is related to personal sacrifice. Or simply, you cannot get something you want without giving up something in return. Although the law of sacrifice utilizes physical science principles, such as Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion, it is not based fully on these finite set of parameters. The law of sacrifice is a divine principle. In its most pure and noble form, the law of sacrifice is based on the theology of retribution, or what you reap is what you sow. Let's say you wish to be wealthy. Using the law of sacrifice, you will have to decide to give something up so that you may receive wealth. You may have to sacrifice a relationship with someone or a group of people, or maybe you'll have to change your thought processes and your behaviors. Or you'll have to give more of your time, energy, and financial resources. Using the law of sacrifice to accomplish your goals will not be easy, nor is there a rational exchange for the input of time for the output of results. However, if you endure your race, in the fullness of time, you will accomplish your goal. So if you want to become wealthy but take shortcuts to obtain wealth, you will suffer consequences. For example, if you steal, find, or win money, you have a debt that you owe because the law of sacrifice was not applied and you received something without working for it. When in pursuit of your goals, application of the law of sacrifice sometimes will mean that a person, a circumstance, or a group of people must be surrendered because there are lesser values impeding your progress. At the same time, however, God is pushing towards you with equal force the right circumstance, person, or group of people who will help you fulfill your dreams and help you realize your purpose.
The law of sacrifice states that success in life's aspirations are inextricably related to personal sacrifice. Gary, what type of personal sacrifices have you made in order to be successful?
As I wrote about the law of sacrifice, what I realized, Mike, is that in the journey to success, that meant that I had to sacrifice my financial resources. I had to sacrifice my time. I had to sacrifice my value creation to create the opportunities that I was looking for in an entrepreneurial endeavor. So the sacrifices, they may be individuals that somehow impede your progress. Their path may not be the same as yours, or they can be financial resources or value creation.
Now we're both getting old here, all right? And when you look back at your life, would you say that all of those sacrifices were worth it?
I certainly would. So the sacrifices that we find in life are an integral part of our growth. In order to move towards our purpose, in order to indeed mature into our purpose, we will have to make sacrifices. In scripture, it says, when I was a child, I acted as a child and I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away all childish things. In becoming a man, in becoming successful in whatever that means for you, that means that we're going to have to give up something. Therein lies the law of sacrifice.
What would you say to people who, in their own belief, think that they can achieve success without sacrifice?
The law of sacrifice is a science. It's not only based on physical science, it's based on a divine principle, meaning that you reap what you sow. So in order to not have to sacrifice, that means there's a debt that you owe. Debts always have to be repaid. So in saying that, if you obtain, hypothetically, for example, wealth, without sacrificing hard work, without sacrificing sweat, like without sacrificing what you had to sacrifice to become a Superbowl star. So in that, there was a number of sacrifices that you had to make. 2 or 3 workouts a day in the summer in 100-degree heat. In that, in personal sacrifices, time with your family, those types of sacrifices are real. So if you achieve success without sacrifice, you don't truly value the success. Therefore, that debt comes that you have to repay, and losing that success, losing that wealth becomes almost immediate because you don't truly value it and you didn't earn it.
Yeah, when we hear sacrifice, we think it has a bit of a negative connotation.
Yes.
But when you think about what you're trying to achieve, it puts sacrifice in a positive light. What lessons would you give our viewers who want to learn about the pursuit of success?
So, a number of times, individuals have approached me about the journey to success and what that meant for me. What I have come up with was a quote and indeed a life principle, in that don't ask, how did you get to this point in terms of success, but rather ask, what is it or whom did you have to give up? Sacrifice is inextricably related to success. So in my experience, the opportunities that were afforded to me came as a result of the sacrifices that I had made before that time. There's a principle in there called the fullness of time. As you transition, as you reach different levels of maturation, fullness of time doesn't mean that if you wait an appointed amount of time, 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years, fullness of time means that when your season has come, that's when you are able to fully appreciate and fully walk into your blessing.
Garrett, thank you so much for those pointers on the law of sacrifice. You guys stay tuned. For our next video, we'll be talking about the law of expectation. I'm Michael Clayton, he's Garrett Hartfield. We'll see you next time.